Alright, so Joseph isn't here, so we'll be handling it today.
There's an executive student council meeting today.
3, 2, 1, break!
York Girls Lacrosse has a home game tomorrow against Stevenson, so girls, change out at work jobs. There's no need to get out of class early though. And everyone come and support us because we almost beat them last time, so it's going to be a really exciting game. Tomorrow's the last day you can get your submissions into York's Literary Magazine. We're still accepting essays, visual art, all the kinds of submissions we've been talking about. There's still a submission box in the library, and you can still submit at litmag@york.org.
There's a meeting tomorrow.
And there's a meeting tomorrow.
For some reason that I still don't understand yet, track and field had its Frost-Off Championship last Thursday, even though it's the middle of the season. And so we had an absolutely astounding performance by our runners, with Jared and Adam both getting in the top 10 Frost-Off for the CCS region in the 1600 and the 800. And also shout out to Jonathan, who won his heat after sprinting in front of the first place guy and absolutely destroying him. It was fantastic.
Won a bunch of stuff too. You did an amazing 400 race and 200 as well, right?
And so track and field runners, we do not have a meet this week. So so we don't have to tell you get out of class early.
Yeah, basically. I don't have much more to say with you. So
See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, Aviation Club today in the physics room at lunch.
So, we need all your Rice Plus donations by this Thursday. You only have 2 days more to donate, and we're only asking that every single person in this room donates $1 or $2. It would be so very much appreciated. So the bagging event for the rice and beans is going to be this upcoming Monday during PATH.
And then all of you that are going to Cuba, don't forget to remind your parents about tomorrow night's meeting in Ms. Keith's room at 6.
The link to the photos for prom is up on Haiku, so if you just want to see them, go ahead and check them out. Just remember to give credit to the photographer.
Last night I got a text by someone saying, "You guys don't even do chess club anymore, do you?"
That's wrong.
But we are doing chess club tomorrow, and we're gonna bring the boards. We've been bringing the boards every time. We only forgot once. Please stop telling me. Tomorrow, in the comments, be there, please.
My conscience shouting in every ballet class, performance, and audition that I needed to be better than everyone else. With my demanding Asian parents, I feared that they would disown me if I achieved anything below the best. So from a young age, I was pressured to go above and beyond, whether it was to complete a 5th grade math book as a 1st grader or to score 10 goals in a soccer game. Then I was put into ballet, as many mothers do with their daughters. At 7 years old, I was simply throwing erratic leaps and turns from one quarter to the next, and I thought I was so good. Several years later, I was the youngest in my class and got special roles in performances. I finally thought I was the best at something. Fast forward a few more years, when I auditioned for my first summer intensive. Summer intensives are a way to expand your dance training for a certain amount of time without that associated stresses with school, such as homework and tests. And last year, I wanted to aim high, so I auditioned for several programs that were likely out of my reach, But when I read that I had been accepted to train with American Ballet Theater in New York City, I was ecstatic and knew that was exactly where I wanted to spend my summer. Some of my favorite ballerinas train there, so it was a major ego booster. That didn't last for long though, as my ego stooped down really low after my first week in New York. I was disheartened to learn that these girls in my class had everything I wish I had, from natural physique to top prizes from ballet competitions to thousands of Instagram followers. So I struggled for the next few weeks trying to top everyone in my class in order to make up for deficiencies in these categories of my life. Then it was another long day in the middle of the week when Miss Julie Kent, former principal dancer with American Ballet Theater, gave my class a lecture. So I sat there for an hour, trying not to think of the immense pain in my legs and feet, while vacantly doodling and writing random thoughts in my notebook, not paying attention to anyone or anything around me. But I looked in my notebook later that night, and what caught my eye was a quote that I don't quite remember writing from Miss Kent that said, "Don't try to be the best, but rather to be better. Better is an ongoing pursuit, whereas the best has to stop eventually." Then it hit me. I was dancing because it was something I could boast about, and what I thought my parents could be proud of. After taking that advice into consideration, I began dancing because I love working towards an unattainable perfection. Now, what Mrs. Kent said doesn't only apply to ballet. It applies to everything in my life. I don't strive to be better than anyone else, or to be the best. I strive to be better than myself.
Thank you. That is actually a very profound kind of thing to think about. And something I find myself saying to people so often is, please stop comparing yourself to everybody else. Just work to be better. So what I really came up here to say, although that was a great segue, is, you know, there are times in everybody's life when we have a tough moment. There are times in all of our lives when we struggle with something. So I know that you all reach out to each other to try to support each other, lift each other up. And that's one of the things that makes this community so great, so wonderful to be a part of. And there are times when we hear of people struggling and suffering more than they can bear. And sometimes they do it very quietly, and we just don't know. I've never regretted a moment when I reached out to somebody in love, whether I knew what was going on with them or not. So anytime that you can reach out to each other with a kind word, because we all need it sometimes, that's a lovely thing to do. And when you are concerned about a friend or somebody you just happen to pass by on campus, and you let somebody know about that you think can probably help, that's a wonderful thing to do for that person. It's not intrusive on their lives. It's not disregarding their privacy. It's taking care in a really meaningful way. So thank you when you do that. Thank you when you reach out to each other. And thank you when you show kindness. That's one of the things that makes us such a special place to be.